Hello and welcome to the IPL show. This is your one-stop destination for all things Indian Premier League. And again, I'm joined by our very own Rituraj. How are you feeling? And we missed you.
I'm all right, Fiza. How are you doing?
I am also well. And as our paper today says, Delhi defends low total against Gujarat. I mean, if I was writing this, probably I would write something more on the Delhi end.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like they delivered their bowling unit this time. Proud of them. I think we are. But then let's start with again, guys. To read this article, you need to go to khalishtimes.com for the latest match scores, the articles they write, and all the information you need regarding this edition of the Indian Premier League. Now, coming to last night's match, another day, another low scoring, team was defended. Gujarat had to make 130. And when I talk about Gujarat, I'm talking about the team that are the defending champions. Not only the defending champions, a team who's made, say, more than 200 in this edition, not once, but I think more than once. Not only they have made, but they have also defended a pretty good amount of runs. But this time they fell short of like 5 runs. The target was 130. It wasn't something that was extremely huge. And with despite the fact that Hardik Pandya was present on crease throughout, they still couldn't make it. Do you think this, I don't know how to say this, but do you think Gujarat got a little too confident against Delhi? Like, oh my God, it's Delhi. We're going to win. Because I feel like in yesterday's match, I definitely said this one statement where I said that, well, it's Delhi. Like, I don't even know how to say it, but I'll quote myself, well, if Delhi wins, but like Delhi did win. So what do you have to say about Gujarat's, performance in last night's match, and why was it the way it was?
I think, first of all, if you look at the pitch conditions,
Yeah.
so it wasn't an easy pitch to bat on.
Agreed.
So that is why Delhi Capitals, despite not being one of the better teams this season, keeping that fact aside, that Delhi, you can't expect much from Delhi because anyway they have been struggling.
Yeah.
So that is why they put up a low total on the board, and now Gujarat is expected to to reach the target without much fuss. But actually, it wasn't that. It was a difficult wicket to bat on. Unlike the pitch in Lucknow, the previous match, when even today, Lucknow, as you know, the match today between Lucknow and Chennai. Just to inform our readers,
Yeah.
if you haven't followed, there were two matches today. So the today's first match was between Lucknow Super Giants and the Chennai Super
Chennai Super
Kings.
Kings.
So the match was played in Lucknow, and if you have been following the IPL, all the matches that have been played in the Lucknow stadium have been low scoring matches because the pitch has been on the slower side, where the medium pacers who vary their pace and the spinners have done well. And today also, Lucknow, just to inform you, Lucknow just managed about 125 for 7 in 19 overs when rains stopped play, and the
Yeah.
rains never stopped. So eventually they had to call off the match. Now what happened is both the teams have been given 1 point each. So because of that, on the back of that 1 point earned by Lucknow, they have shared those 2 points with Chennai Super Kings. So Lucknow, just to keep you updated, Lucknow are now currently on the second position in the points table with 11 points, and Chennai is in third position. Yeah. With 11 points. So today, the why I'm trying to make this point, that today there has been another low scoring. If the match would have been finished,
Yeah.
if had the match finished today, it would have been another low scoring affair, and I think Chennai also would have struggled to get those 125, 130. Again, the pitch was slow. The pitch was low. It was assisting the slow bowlers, the spinners, whether it was the medium pacers, who very cleverly changed their pace and variations, or the spinners obviously
Yeah.
thrive in this kind of conditions. But unlike the pitch in Lucknow, who has been which has been supporting the spinners and the medium pacers, yesterday the wicket at Ahmedabad was supporting the pace bowlers. It was assisting swing bowlers. It was assisting the bowlers of faster variety, and that is why Mohammed Shami could do so well.
Well.
I mean, I think Delhi were reduced to 23 for 5 at one stage.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
beginning, and I remember in
Yeah.
the office,
Yeah.
I was doing my work and my colleague comes in and he's like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "Okay, this is like such a one-sided match."
Yeah, true. Actually, it would have been absolutely embarrassing their score, but somehow they got some small partnerships, 50
Yeah.
runs partnership, 50 runs partnership here and there. Two couple of useful partnership eventually took them to that total of 129 or 130 or whatever. So, but even then, probably, even though the pitch wasn't ideal for batting, the pitch wasn't conducive for shot making, you probably would not have expected Delhi to defend that
That well.
total. Yeah, so because Gujarat was playing at home, you would have expected at least one of the Gujarat batsmen to hold the innings together, and so that the others can play around him and get the total safely
Yeah.
home, get the team safely home. But they had that batsman actually. They also lost a lot of wickets, but they had the batsman who was the captain himself,
Yeah.
Hardik Pandya.
Yes.
So he scored a fine half century. So what happened was the Delhi bowlers, they never gave up actually.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
So
come to, you know.
they kept a very tight line and length,
Yeah.
even though Pandya was kind of scoring at a pretty decent pace, but they kept losing wickets at the other end of the
Yeah.
pitch. Okay, so
Yes.
that was kind of putting them under huge pressure,
Hmm.
and so again they needed about 34 runs in 2 overs. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's when Rahul Tewatia, who is a dangerous player in the lower middle order, he was a dangerous player before with the Rajasthan Royals, and last year, as you know, he moved to the Gujarat Titans.
Hmm.
And one of the reasons why Gujarat Titans won the title last year, and he would have been the reason why they would have won the match yesterday. They probably, if they had won the match yesterday, last night, from that position when they needed 34 of 2 overs, not because of Pandya. Pandya was still not able to play freely towards the back end of the innings, but it was Rahul Tewatia. He came, I think he scored 20 of 7 balls. So what happened the last 2 overs was quite fascinating.
Yeah.
It was quite fascinating battle between bat and ball. So Enric Norkia came to bowl the 19th over, the penultimate over, with Gujarat needing 34 of two overs. So that's when Norkia, the first 3 balls of the penultimate over were Yorkers, so they couldn't get him away. So they could only manage 3 runs, and that point you felt, okay, it's going to be over. Like, they won't be able to, because Norkia was not looking like making a mistake in his length. But Rahul Tewatia, being Rahul Tewatia, he just needed little bit of room. Okay, so because he's always so strong on the leg side, so he found that room when on the fourth ball, Norkia missed his length a little bit. So instead of going, he was again going for the Yorker. So it became a low full toss, still a very difficult shot to play and to clear the boundary. So he did manage to clear the boundary, and would you believe it, he hit 2 more sixes. So the match came down to, the equation came down to 12 runs of the last over. So it was quite amazing. I mean, it was a brilliant start from Norkia to the penultimate over, but then he gave away 18 runs, 3 sixes in the last 3 balls. And then suddenly you felt this is Gujarat's match all over again. It's Rahul Tewatia has done it, and they have the experienced Hardik Pandya, the captain himself. So I mean, you would not have expected Delhi to win that match from that position. And luckily for Delhi Capitals, what happened was they had Ishant Sharma.
Yeah, the veteran.
The veteran Ishant Sharma to come and bowl the last over. Ishant Sharma has been a forgotten man in Indian cricket. He has been discarded from the Indian team. He was doing very well in the last, from about 2017 to 2020, the 3-4 years phase that he has in Test cricket, he did absolutely brilliantly. But then he lost a bit of nip to his bowling, and he was dropped from the team in the Indian Test team in 2021. So when Delhi Capitals took him in the IPL, so nothing much was expected from Ishant Sharma, and Delhi Capitals had some injury issues. That is why Ishant Sharma is playing in the playing 11 now. Otherwise, probably he would not have got a chance to play even in the so he came, and he doesn't have the same pace as Norkia, even though he can still get to about high 130s, but he changed the length and changed the pace and the length, and suddenly he got dangerous Rahul Tewatia out. So once he got Rahul Tewatia out,
It was Delhi's game.
so then again it turned the game. He turned the game decisively in favor of Delhi Capitals. And would you believe it? Delhi actually, thanks to Ishant Sharma,
Yeah.
the man would have least expected to be the hero.
But
So he became the hero, and now the Delhi Capitals are still
in the game,
not out of the
league
playoff race.
Yeah.
So Delhi, they have 5 matches remaining. They have, I think, they have 6 points now. So
Yeah,
out
they
of
were
the
4
5
last
matches,
time.
if they can win 4 matches,
They're-
they are still in with a very good chance of qualifying for the
I mean,
playoffs.
that's what they say, you know, a veteran is a veteran. An experienced player,
True.
when they, you know, get in and change the game and everything, you never know because that's experience for you.
True.
What I feel like Ishant Sharma did was not something comparatively new bowler could have done. Because there comes a little bit of vision that you get from your experience, I
Yeah,
feel.
experience counts a lot.
A lot.
In situations like
Yeah,
this. Yeah.
a lot. And you know, before we come to the main thing that I want to ask you,
Yeah.
because this is something I missed, you know, I really want to know your opinion on it. Before we come on the main part, is that I want to know tonight there's another match, Punjab versus, well, Mumbai Indians,
Yeah.
my favorite Punjab Kings versus, well, fearless Mumbai Indians, the 5 times defending champions. Who do you think is going to win the match tonight? Because I feel like Punjabs are well charged.
Mumbai Indians are coming into this match with a victory over a very good team. Again, you know, that team was Rajasthan Royals.
Yes.
It was a very close match. I think Mumbai chased down more than 200 runs. They chased down 212. And similarly, Punjab Kings also had come off with of a victory. Actually, they beaten Chennai Super Kings in their previous match. So both the teams, are towards in the middle position in the
Middle
points table.
position, yes.
Yeah, so they are not in the top 3. They're somewhere in
Yeah,
the 6th. I
yeah.
think Punjab is in the 6th position and Mumbai is in the 7th position. So they're better placed than Delhi and Sunrisers Hyderabad and
Agreed.
Kolkata Knight Riders for that
Yes.
matter. So these two teams are definitely still having a very good chance of keeping the fight alive to reach the playoffs. So and importantly, both the teams have come to this match. They're coming into this match with a victory behind them. So both of them will be feeling confident
Yeah.
that okay, and both of them have chased more than 200 runs.
Yes.
On Sunday, as you know, it was a Super Sunday, and we had the double headers
Yeah.
on Sunday, last Sunday. So both the teams, Mumbai chased down 212 against Rajasthan Royals.
Yeah.
Chennai Super Kings chased down 201, I think, against the Chennai Super
yeah.
Kings. Both the matches went to the last over. In fact, Punjab's win over Chennai came on the last ball, actually. So I think it's going to be a good match. It will be played in Mohali. So Punjab will have the home support, 40,000 capacity, the Punjab Cricket Association PCA Stadium. It's a beautiful stadium in
Yeah.
Mohali. So they will have the crowd support. I think it's an even match because
It's a
even though
pretty even
Punjab
match,
is
yeah.
not Punjab is not being seen as one of the teams that is loaded with talent, but they have some very good players. Prabh Simran Singh is doing very well, top of the order. Uh, Shikhar Dhawan has come back from an injury. You can never. I mean, he had a very good start to the IPL. Then, as a batsman, then obviously he got injured. He missed a few matches. He has come back, so his contribution will be key. And then there is Liam Livingstone. He's a dangerous batsman in the middle order. Then you have somebody like Shah Rukh Khan. He's a dangerous player in the lower middle order. So if you are in a position where you have to go about 13 or 14 runs and over in the back end of the innings, you would expect somebody like Shah Rukh Khan to deliver more often than not. And you also have Sikandar Raza. So it's a very good team. And in bowling, they have somebody like Arshdeep Singh,
Yeah.
somebody like Kagiso Rabada. These are highly experienced
Players.
bowlers. Arshdeep Singh has improved tremendously
Tremendously.
in the last couple of years. So, and Mumbai, they will be feeling good about their
Win.
game because what happened in the last match was that they had to chase down 212, and Rajasthan made 212 betting first. on the back of one man's brilliance, Yashasvi Jaiswal.
Yeah.
He scored a brilliant 124. But what happened was when Mumbai came out to chase the total, they did not need one player to to play really big innings.
Yeah.
They were all like Surya Kumar Yadav hit a 50, 55 of 29. Then there were two other batters, including Team David, who finished the match in style with three
Yeah.
sixes. Yeah, so he scored a quick 44 of 18 balls, I think, and Cameron Green hit a 27 ball 45. So it was a complete team effort when they chased the big total down. So it augurs well for a team. It signals that something of an improvement in terms of a team unity that we
Yeah.
can see. That's something maybe Mumbai was lacking at the start of the campaign, because they, as you know, they got off to a very poor start. So
Very extremely.
yeah, it is two teams coming back into some sort of rhythm, some sort of form. Two teams which both teams have some very good players, and as you know, it is not easy to predict a T20 contest.
It isn't. It isn't. I agree with you. One thing we have learned, as you said, balls go to the last over. For me, I've always believed Punjab is talented. If you know that, if you
Yeah.
guys have noticed, Punjab is one of my favorite teams. So I do hope they win. And let's hope for the best. But I have a question for you. What happens to Chennai and Lucknow now? What about them on the table? Like,
Yeah, so Chennai is in third position with 11 points, and Lucknow got 1 point for the match was called off because of rain. So both of them got 1 point each.
okay.
So that means Chennai and LS Lucknow Super Giants are both on 11 points, and Lucknow on the second position on the back of their better net run rate. Yeah.
Well, wow. Talking about Lucknow, I want to ask you about the Gautam Gambhir and Virat Kohli situation, about the fine situation. What you think about that? Because I had a discussion with Ihavi yesterday, but as our show is, like Ritu, the official detailer, I would like to know what were your thoughts about it and what do you think happened, yeah, that day?
Actually, if we talk about this, we have to give you a little bit of a background here. And why there has always been a cold vibe between
Gambhir and
Gambhir
Kohli.
and Kohli. Why there has been sparks flying between them very often in IPL. So actually, what happened was that the start between the two, as teammates, because Gambhir was about 5 years when they were playing, when Gambhir was still an active player. He was about 5 years older than Kohli. He was the senior player
Senior
when
player.
Kohli came into the team. Gambhir was the senior player. He was so Gambhir, and both come from Delhi.
Yeah.
By the way, okay, so both come from the Delhi city. Both are Delhi Ranji Trophy players. Gautam Gambhir was doing very well in international cricket. He got into the Indian team. Then he couldn't cement his place. He came back and he cemented his place in the Indian team. And very quickly he started doing extremely well in Test cricket, in one-day cricket. So when Gambhir was one of the star players in the Indian team alongside Birender Sehwag and MS Dhoni, the captain, and some
Yeah.
of the other players, Harbhajan Singh included. This was just after the older generation had retired, from one-day cricket, like
Sachin.
Tendulkar, Rahul Dravid, Saurav Ganguly. They had just gone off the one-day scene. So then Gambhir was the big star, apart from
The
Sehwag.
senior.
Yeah, Sehwag and Dhoni, obviously. So that's when Kohli came into the team, and Kohli started doing very well immediately in
Yeah, he
international
was
cricket. And then
amazing.
Gambhir, coming from the same Delhi state team, coming from both the capital of the India, so coming from the same city, Gambhir was always encouraging Kohli.
Kohli.
Kohli being the kid, he was about 18, 19
Yeah, and
year
they're
old
from the
kid.
same state.
Yeah, and in one match, what happened, I think it was in 2009, it was at the Eden Gardens, a one-day match against Sri Lanka, and India batting second. India needed to chase down a big total. So Kohli joined Gambhir in the middle. And both of them scored hundreds. And Kohli was this young and upcoming guy who had just played about 20, 25 one-day matches. Gambhir being the senior player, experienced player. So after the match, what happened? Both scored hundreds. I think Gambhir got a bigger hundred, and Gambhir was named the man of the match.
I've heard this. I've heard
Okay.
about this.
So when he was taking the man of the match award at the post-match presentation, he actually gave it to Kohli
Virat
to
Kohli.
encourage him. So it was a very good start actually. So what happened after that? That Kohli started outsigning Gambhir.
Yeah.
Okay. Gambhir slowly faded away. Kohli became the more prominent player from the younger generation, so much so that he started not with anything else but the sheer volume of runs and centuries that he was making. So he was now seen if so when Kohli came first, so Gambhir was the vice captain. So then Kohli started dominating with his runs, with his centuries. So the selectors then dropped Gambhir as the vice captain and they made Kohli the vice captain.
Yes.
So there are no official accounts of it, but according to people who are close to these two cricketers, so they would always hear stories from the Delhi cricket circle, people who have played in Ranji Trophy. That's when things started turning bad between the two. So Gambhir didn't take kindly that now selectors or the management see Kohli as the more impactful or more important into their grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
So that's when things, that they both of them started having a cold vibe, and eventually what happened was Gambhir lost his form. He eventually got dropped from the one day team. He was dropped from the test team as well. He couldn't sustain his brilliance that he sowed for about 3-4
But
years.
that's a
And so I think I don't know exact details of what happened, but there was a very ugly confrontation later on the field between Kohli and
During IPL match.
Gambhir in IPL. So Kohli got out and he was given a very bad send off verbally by Gambhir. So Kohli kind of confronted him, and there is this player called Rajat Bhatia. He was playing for Kolkata Knight Riders. It happened during a match between RCB and KKR.
I remember this.
KKR obviously had
Yes.
Gambhir. So then both the players had to be separated. Like during the match. I mean, what happened day before yesterday night was after the match. So what happened that time? So there had always been problems between the two. And yesterday, actually, Gambhir, day before yesterday, the latest incident, it was Naveen ul Haq, the Afghan medium pacer, who had some of a spat with some kind of a spat with Kohli. I think things happen on the field. These sort of things happen on the field, and they say that what happens on the field remains on the field. It should remain on the field. So I think that's where Gambhir made the mistake. I mean, he should not have again, gone to Kohli and started a new kind of a raw with him. Like that kind of didn't go down well.
I think
And I think if you have a grudge against each other for about something that happened maybe 12 years ago, I think there is always room for you to grow as human being. Like Kohli is 35-year-old now. Gambhir is about 40 years old now. It doesn't look nice. I mean,
the senior players,
very senior, and when the statures they have, Gambhir is also a member of parliament now.
Yeah.
Apart from being a cricket mentor with one of the IPL teams, so and he is a two-time IPL winning captain, former captain. So I mean, this sort of things doesn't look good actually. So
not nice.
I believe I just hope that they move on from this. They just move on, and they because it's not setting a good example to youngsters.
It's not, especially for the Indian cricketers. And as you mentioned, Afghan, he's a child. He's like in his 20s, early 20s.
Yeah, maybe a little hot-headed. I'm
little
sure
hot-headed,
very
but
talented.
Kohli would understand.
Yeah,
He is
very
too.
very talented bowler. I'm sure he will learn from it.
Yeah, he'll learn from it. And I feel like it would have been ended between the two of them.
Yeah,
But
true.
anyways, bygones are bygones.
Yeah.
That's it for our live today. Thank you so much, Ritu. Guys, please share your comments and who you think is going to win the match today and what you would like us to do for the rest of the lives. Go ahead to Khaleel Times for the latest schedules, the match board, and everything. This is Fizan Nattu with Ihab and Shahab signing off.